exclusive, up-to-date news on J.K. Rowling's Book 5. You better watch this. It's Newsround.
This is Newsround live on Friday, the 27th of April. Hello, our top stories this afternoon. Lessons in moonwalking for a starstruck press packer. Plus, Man U's new £1 million man meets the press. Hi, first, it's countdown for the first tourist in space. Dennis Tito is due to blast off any day to the International Space Station. He's paid £12 million for the pleasure, so what is it like? Well, we couldn't break the Newsround budget to match that cost, so instead, we sent press pack reporter Annette Patel to the European Space Centre near Brussels in Belgium on planet Earth to find out.
3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the space shuttle.
Welcome aboard my first ever space mission. You might think I've blasted off to Mars.
Houston's now controlling, Endeavour's rolling on.
But actually, I've landed here at the European Space Centre. This was my chance to try out equipment used by astronauts as part of their training. With me were 30 other space cadets from all over Europe. Ciao. Guten Tag. Bonjour. Hola. This machine recreates the movement of a spacecraft as it tumbles back through the Earth's atmosphere. It makes drawing straight lines really tricky. Not bad for first try. And this is moonwalking. Also at the centre are parts of old rockets. This is Europa 2, but unfortunately it never made it into space. What do I have to do to become an astronaut?
Well, you have to be very good in physics, maths, so work hard at school, that's the first thing. Then, of course, your training. It takes years and years to train.
I want to be an astronaut when I grow up, to go to Mars, and being here has been really been fun. I know a bit more about what I'm in for if I ever do become an astronaut.
So after 2 days training, I reckon I'm a little bit closer to reaching the stars. This is Annette Patel reporting for Newsround, almost in space.
Other news, and landing a plane in the freezing Antarctic in the middle of winter is dangerous for any air crew. But an American team has done just that to rescue a doctor. Ron Shemensky was airlifted out for life-saving hospital treatment after becoming ill at a remote polar research station. Get a whiff of this. Sweet-smelling stamps have gone on sale in Switzerland. The special editions are to celebrate the country's 100-year-old chocolate industry. Not only do they smell of chocolate, they taste of it too. Bon appetit. And the bizarre businessman crawling the streets of Sydney. Believe it or not, this robot is a work of art which has just arrived in Australia on a worldwide tour. It's supposed to be a clever comment on the nastier side of big business. It certainly left passers-by bemused. It's 5:30, still to come. Another Potter Prize for the wizard creator. But next to the tigers left out in the cold, conservationists in Russia are to get help from British big cat experts to save a group of rare Amur or Siberian tigers. Many are wandering into villages for food after an especially cold winter in their remote home in Siberia.
Winters here can be some of the most ferocious on Earth. Temperatures have now fallen to more than -40 degrees Celsius. And for the world's biggest cat, the Amur tiger, that's bad news. The freezing weather means there's been very little food around for them. Instead, the hungry cats have been wandering into villages to find food, where they've eaten pet dogs and cattle.
One person actually found a tiger in their basement one day, and they had to call the tiger response team, who turned up to help, and they had to drive away with a sedated tiger in the back seat of their car. And that's rather dangerous. It's at that point they decided they really needed to call in the zoos to provide them with a properly built crate.
There are now only around 400 of these tigers living in the wild. Russian experts are worried they could become extinct, and they've now asked tiger experts from all over Europe to help, including Britain. The tiger response team is building special crates which will help move the animals away from villages to areas where there's enough food. or if they have no other choice, to a zoo where their future can be guaranteed.
Next to J.K. Rowling's mantelpiece. It'll need strengthening to cope with yet another award she picked up last night. Harry Potter's creator won the W.H. Smith Prize for Best Children's Book. She gave Lizzo a few hints about Book 5 and her reaction to the award.
It's fabulous. I'm deeply honoured that people bothered to turn out and vote for books in these numbers, so it's wonderful.
You're writing Book 5 at the moment.
Harry visits a few places that have been mentioned in the books, but we've never got inside before. Places other than Diagon Alley and Hogwarts. So people will be able to guess, I'm sure.
Check out our website to find out what Lizzo thinks she means, plus the interview in full and the chance to pit your wits against the new super hard wizard quiz. Finally, Britain's most expensive footballer, Ruud van Nistelrooy, tackled